Oh, goodness. All right. So, am now hearing myself out of my speakers. Why am I hearing myself out of my speakers? Okay. Haha. Better. And now the output for my videos is invalid. Why on earth? What happened to OBS while I was gone since the last time I used you? Oh well. Anyway, good heavens. It is 8:05, and we are going to continue with some more Empire Total War. So let's see. Here we go. Should be up and running. Oh, there it goes. Okay, good. So I fired up OBS tonight. We're a little bit late, only because my wife is a academic advisor, and this is a super busy time of year for them. And so evening meetings, making sure international students in different time zones are all getting the help they need, and that's fine. But rather than try and compete on our wireless, I let her have it from 7 to 8. So starting a little bit late, and that's totally fine because we are continuing with the 7 Years' War, or as it was often called, the French and Indian War, even though it lasted for 9 years here in the colonies. And then we're going to press on and do the American Revolution. So I'm so excited to be back doing this. And it took a hot minute to get situated today because when I turned on the the system, I couldn't figure out why my stream looked terrible. It just, the quality was so bad. Everything was pixelated. Come to find out, for some reason, OBS had downgraded down to something like the old 640 by 800. I mean, it just looked awful. So I had to resize everything, and then finally figured it out. I had to resize everything back, and fortunately, though, I have my usual streaming audience of like one, and that's just fine. So we'll get going here. We will beat up on the French, make North America safe, and then fast forward to the American Revolution where they lose it all. 3 victories and a defeat. The history of the British Empire. All right, so when we last left off, we've got some territory that we've seized from the French here. Fort Carillon, Fort Niagara. I'm sitting pretty with Colonial Williamsburg. And I have the British on my side. AI ally in the form of, the Confederation of New England, Albany, Maine. Took Louisburg, or Louisburg, I should say, since that's how the English speakers there pronounce it. Took Louisburg from the French, and that's the gateway to the St. Lawrence River. So Quebec and Montreal are now open to attack. Unfortunately, the French fleet in the area is huge. Now, it's a lot of brigs. Those aren't particularly impressive, but they're swarming. There's a lot of them. So we are sending our colonial fleet, which is a lot of fifth rates, back home to get some reinforcements. All right. Let's see. So let's take a peek. This is, yep. Do I not have a general in this army? Did he die or something? Oh, how terrible. William Johnson, he's back. And we still have, shouldn't be in a general here. Good. We still have George Washington, who's going to make some claims into native territory and really punish them for siding against us. So here we go. Oh gosh, this is the slowest march ever. Pick up the pace. Holy, how did they get all the way down there? Ah, run, 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 run. I am not prepared. I am not willing to have that fight. Ooh, ooh, spooky. Spooky, okay. Oh gosh, it did that thing where it like retreated off the map again. Alright, where's my navy? Let me find my list of fleets. There it is. Please head for home.
Orders received and understood.
Okay. Well, he almost made it. He's almost home. But that's just fine. Alright, so here comes Washington.
Make ready.
6'20", made of radiation. And he is going to add Detroit here. Whoa.
Siege them.
A lot of native musketeers. Someone has been supplying the Huron with firearms. I mean, at this point, they would have all had them anyway.
The swine.
We'll besiege them. Where's he going with this? What is this? This is just a tiny little detachment. Nothing to really be afraid of. All these cities have good, proper garrisons, so... 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2. Got some militia. Let us begin the march.
Make ready. March.
And let's go ahead and plop some militia in here, because they're going to be mad otherwise. We don't want them to be mad. We just went through all the work of getting the Acadia. Let's not lose it. I really forgot how much I enjoyed this game. It just, they really created a proper, like, black powder system. Oh gosh. Tiny French detachments are skirmishing with the British and winning. I don't like this. Oh gosh. He's sallying forth from the fort. We're going to risk it for a stale biscuit. Washington is going to try and do his best here. Even though he is a rustic colonial, we're going to give him a chance to prove himself. So no camera tonight, unfortunately. I know so many of you were so excited to see my face again. Turns out I ordered the wrong one, and so it arrived, hooked it up, very excited. The quality was incredible, but it's one of the ones that was meant for real widescreen, like set this. Oh gosh!
Due to their size,
set this up in your living room, and then you can have a web conference with like everybody, and it's 110 degrees, and you'll see everybody. First off, I do not need that. You do not need to see that much of me or that much of my room. This is not a high-stakes production here. I don't have a webcam. Excuse me, I don't have a green screen, so you'll just have to make do. And I really wanted something that I could just sort of tight beam on me, face, in the game. So sent that back, got a new one coming, and because of the current situation, COVID and all that, things don't move quite as quickly as they used to. So we're waiting for that to arrive. So unfortunately tonight, no more, another day without a camera, but it'll get there. We're getting there. Alright, let's get the native allies set up here. I'll definitely set up cavalry in the trees, so that way, when the time comes, they'll be able to charge out and attack. Where should my other piece of artillery? Because the problem is, I don't like the look of this terrain. This low rise is going to let them get right up on me. Other group of militia is going to come over here, a nice long line. Definitely am going to set up some rangers by the forest. And on this side, there's Washington himself. On this side, oh, that's right, I did forget that I had some regulars now. My regulars will hold the left side. Alright.
Group units can be
Natives,
set
come
to
at
one
me.
of several fixed group formations. Press the Formations button at the bottom right of the screen
Washington,
to select a formation from the
Washington.
menu. Clicking on the Formations button again will dismiss the formation.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I disabled all that, but apparently the guy wants me to just know very badly about all of this. I gotta say, for an 11-year-old game, it looks real good. It holds up so nice. Alright, there's the Chief's bodyguard. If we could put some cannonballs into them. It's this hill is the problem. There's no line of sight. My poor cannons don't have anything to sight in on. He's going to keep running to the side. I'm just going to keep refusing the line. You're not going to outflank me, sir. Send him over there. Alright. Oh, we got some of them. Yay, cannonballs. Oh, I did unmute myself, right? Okay, good. Oh, jeez. This is amateur hour. Alright, he's backing off. Where are you even shooting at now? They're continuing to flank. So I was playing Command & Conquer Remastered a little bit earlier, and holy cow, I have been so spoiled by games where you left-click to select things and then right-click to, like, do the thing. Having to left-click and just do that for everything is exhausting. Just ridiculous concept. But they really did a good job with that. That soundtrack is just a real toe tapper. Oh boy, here they come. Yeah, I can't see a thing. I'm just having to lob shells over the hill and guess where they're landing. Should not be this many. And we've got beautiful rain coming in. That'll help black powder weapons work just fine. Alright, well, since this guy seems like he's stopped, redeploy. If they're going to come at my center, we're going to give them a... Oh my gosh! So glad we saw those guys in time. Yeah, go ahead. Put some shots into them. Nope. My gosh, you're in front of your own guns. My gosh, how many are there? Do not let them shoot at you. You idiots. We're redoing this one.
The flashing unit banner means the morale of your troops.
Also, what is up with the, like, how are these guys just popping out of the ground?
From the field. Send your general to rally his men or bolster their ranks.
Like, I understand that they might be like, oh, they're...
troops in an army are routed or killed.
If he says one more word, I'm going to scream. Okay, hold on. Okay, so a couple things we learned here. We learned that, yeah. We're just going to spam this one.
Beat the retreat!
Okay, let's try that again. Okay, jeez. Alright, so apparently Native American musketmen have just, like, shade away, and they just stalk around the battlefield, and you can't actually see them. That's useful information. That is good to know, because we're going to have to try that again. In reality, I probably should just have those guns back off and come back with a fresh force, but Ugh. There goes France beating up on the British again. Those monsters. Or should I just... Should I back off and come back with more troops? Native musketeers, irregulars... Oh, I can't, so I guess we're doing this. Okay, so we're doing this.
Where the enemy are concentrated, prepare a defensive line. Where they are strong, avoid them. Attack where they are unprepared.
Yeah, advice level. None. That should be... That is the thing. There we go. Alright, resume. Okay, this time, let's form a different looking line. And, sorry, I had to turn down the brightness on my other screen. It was just absolutely blinding me. We're not going to set them up yet because we're going to make them advance a little bit. Then we'll get them into position. There we go. I've got some native irregulars of my own because apparently they're just phenomenal. And gonna get some rangers. And this time, oh, hello, welcome. So glad you joined us. We're gonna put the cavalry over here on the flanks, because last time I screwed that one up. And we'll let good old George Washington stay behind the guns, like normal. Now, everybody, I need you to advance, like, just a teensy bit to get over the crest of that hill. Otherwise, I can't seem to see anything. That's better. Oh, that's so much better. Alright, hold on. I gotta look at this one closely. Miranda Humada, 12. Well, welcome. I'm so glad you joined us. Alright, come on. Colonial guns. I want you to move a little faster than this. You're horse-drawn. Pick up the pace. Ah! Okay, good, 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 good. Ready. We gotta put some put some cannonballs into them, because last time this battle went terribly for me. You swing out a little bit. Let's pinch off that angle. Keep the cavalry. Gotta be able to see, since these guys apparently are like Skaven. They just appear and disappear at random. Yes, that's what I like to see. If that's the Chief's bodyguard, make sure you definitely get some shots in there. So firelock armed tribesmen do not hide on the mini-map, or on the game map, but regular guys do. Yikes. Alright. Oh, okay. We got some native musketeers on their way in. Whoa, 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 whoa. We got more. We got more. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Okay, yep. Straighten that line back out. And you stay behind the line. You're 22. I don't need you getting a volley from 100 guys at once. Nothing would make me happier than to have a nice cannonball go crashing through the Chief's bodyguards, so keep that going. Oh boy, here they come. Do I have a good line of sight? Not bad. Oh, this is so much better than last time. Oh, he took another 4. It's nice. There you go. You gotta hit him. Gotta get him. Rangers, get some shots. Oh gosh, not you! Not you! No, the other direction! Ah, sometimes the controls aren't great. Sometimes I just do it badly. Alright, gotta take some pressure off my Rangers. Gotta take that pressure off. Go! Go, 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 go! Perfect. That's what I was hoping it would happen. Good. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. Gosh, there's more of them out there? Oh, we might be doing this one again, too. My gosh. Also, in what universe do I not have canister shot? Hi, Sheldon. Thank you for picking this moment to jump up on my desk. Say hello. I wish I had a camera to put you in front of, but I don't. Because I ordered the wrong one. Yes, I did. Hi, buddy. Oh, you're such a handsome cat. Oh, boy. Gotta refuse that line, because all they're doing is putting shots into me, and it hurts. Oh, gosh. Go, horses, go! Don't let them shoot you. Come on, how is the chief's bodyguard still alive? If I had a canister, this fight would be over already. Hi, Sheldon. Marking targets. What on earth? Where are my cannons firing? No! Why on earth would you shoot at... Oh... Sometimes this game, I swear. Those cannonballs are like racking through my own guys. Yeah, that makes sense, given what's going on. You need to turn. You need to turn. And you men need to fight better. You're embarrassing me in front of Washington. Go. General Washington, go! You and your native allies. They're gonna call you Town Destroyer later in life. Go, go, go! Jeez, apparently the army I built for him just does not seem to want to fight well today. Alright, you know what? Ugh, I've had more fun getting slapped. Okay,
Prepare a new defense.
let's try that again. It's strange. The last time I had gone out that way, there were not that many native warriors at Detroit.
Settlement.
Clearly, I mean, no chance they'll surrender, right? I didn't think so. Okay. Break siege.
Run!
Washington... Oh, why are you going all the way down there?
In position.
You asked too much.
Ah, you asked too much, he says. Alright, so let's recruit some more troops for him because, my gosh, he's apparently just an absolute mess. A hot mess. Alright, so the British are advancing. British are advancing. We've seen this before. Yep. Got British guys. Here comes the Frenchmen. They fight. The Frenchman wins. More French reinforcements. They're sailing around.
Enemy fleet ahoy!
Alright. How can I... Oh, this is exhausting.
Proud and victorious.
Hey, when I auto-calc it, I win. What a ridiculous life. Letter of demands from Acadia. Acadian workers are on strike. They're not on strike. They don't even know what a strike is. Okay. Yep. Washington. Ugh. We're gonna reinforce. You need some more men. Another thing of musketeers for natives wouldn't hurt. Clearly, the army I built for you is not getting the job done, so you need more.
March!
I love the, like, it's almost like he's not March, like he's not sure, maybe, or what he's doing, but good heavens. Okay, alright.
Aye, aye, sir! Aye, aye, sir!
Now we're talking. Alright, now we've got an admiral with our fleet. Now this is looking better. Much happier with that. Oh. Alright, so we're going to definitely trim the first, like, 30 minutes off of this video when I post it, because that way it'll look like I actually know what I'm doing.
You must either appease the rioters by lowering
I know they're
taxes,
rioting.
or send in the troops to put them down. Whatever you do, act quickly before the riot becomes a rebellion.
Oh, fine. I'll give them a relief from their tax burden temporarily, but don't think for a second this means you've won. You belong to me, and you always will.
Make ready. Sir. Men, forward. Yes, my lord. Onward.
My lord, my. How formal.
Yes, sir.
Another unit of Rangers. This is woodland, American-style fighting. Rangers are where it's at.
Forward. March!
Alright, William Johnson, I need you to lead the attack here. We need to take Quebec and Montreal. And there goes my fleet. Wow, that was a fast turn. Okay, are you done throwing a temper tantrum? There you go. Back to paying your fair share. What do you think this is? The American colonies after the war?
Ready and waiting. Beat the corner. Enemy. Your orders, your majesty? Battalion.
Oh, it is not an undefended fort.
Attack!
However, they accepted the surrender. Alright, I'll take it. So I've now cut the road between Quebec and Montreal. Ooh, but I put myself between two armies. Interesting position, if precarious.
Ready for orders.
Okay, Washington's army is looking definitely better.
Your orders, your majesty? Harvesting supplies.
Whereas, yeah, alright. A Wang Diag. Huron chief. His side ain't looking as good.
Take ready. Prepare for action. Enemy sail.
Go ahead and blockade the port. William Johnson died of natural causes. I had just recruited him. Give me another one. Granville Breton. Alright, sure, why not? Alright. I feel like it might be better to attack Montreal first.
Prepare for battle. Forward.
You must yield. They refused. Let's try and starve them out. Although I have a weird feeling like I'm going to get attacked in the rear from this guy, and then it's just going to be... It's going to be awful. And Washington, besiege them.
Begin siege.
Surrender refused. Fine, siege them in.
Settlement.
I will get Detroit or Montreal. You can't stop me. This is going to happen. The French didn't march to the relief of Montreal? What? I mean, they still have time. They still have time. But not a lot of time. Also, my guys are like broke. I must not be making a lot of money. Oh, right. That's not. I'm not making. In fact, I'm actually losing money each turn. Well, what are you gonna do?
Enemy sail approaching.
That's a weird bug. They did it last time too. Enemy sail. Like, it's not a navy. Oh, hi, Sheldon. You just looking for a little love? Yeah, you're a good cat. So you got a couple viewers here. 3, that's always lovely. Chat's awful quiet tonight, though. Oh, hi, Lily. Oh, both cats, sure. When I don't have the camera, both cats want to sit in my lap and nuzzle and play, but, you know. Okay. Oh, gosh. Where direction are these Frenchmen going to be coming from? There's the fort. And this is all they give me for a deployment zone? This is deplorable. What am I supposed to do with this? This is so little. Hi, Lily. I know. I'm frustrated by it, too. What are you doing? You're so very cat-like. Okay, I think actually what we're going to do is get our artillery set up, and we're just going to move everything once we're allowed to, because this opening deployment area is terrible. Get some militia in the front here. Support it with some rangers. And everyone else is gonna move over once we can get started. Okay. Let's get a proper battery line set up here. So I'm very excited. I know they did some updates to the new Warzone. Haven't had a chance to try any of them yet, mostly because I haven't had a chance to download any of them. Had no free time. Been busy. All right, so where are these Frenchmen? Are they still? They're still sallying out of their fort. My gosh. All right. Militia on the right. Let's get some of the King's Rangers over here on the left. I actually like the cavalry where they are. You can support the militia. Don't take this as like a bad omen, but you're like the 4th general that's commanded this army, so you know, read into that what you will. Yeah, 30 gigabytes. Woof. Yeah, exactly. It continues to be a thing with them. Just huge file sizes. They're terrible. I have a sneaky confession. I'm installing it on my PC. I've linked my Activision account with my Xbox account and my Blizzard account. So I'm logging it in on my PC. I'm going to try it with mouse and keyboard and see if I like it better. Because I don't know what it is. I can play the other ones just fine. You know, I've played Black Ops and whatnot, and I really like controllers, but with this game, I feel like I'm always a step behind and like a minute late whenever I'm in a gunfight. So I want to see if it really does make that much of a difference. Oh, they're just raking my guys with cannon fire. I don't like it. I mean, that's the point of this, but still, it's terrible to me. Whoa, 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 whoa. Why on earth did they deploy so much farther ahead? They're gonna end up, like, blasting my own guys. Okay, you guys, could you, like, pick up the pace and not walk in front of me? Well, that's brave. Ah! Oh, and just like that, enemy general killed. Alright, shoot whoever you want now. That was easy. That was just single cannonball snipe. No enemy general. Actually, I should probably have you guys sling lead up here. Let's take out their artillery. I don't want them just popping shots off at us. You know, I have been thinking, actually, you know, Jay Lyman, now that you say that, I have been thinking a lot about what happens to poor Japple every time. And how it's always like, multiple accounts and this, that, and the other. And I had been reading that sometimes, like, linking too many of your accounts in Activision can cause it to mess up. So I don't know. Like, maybe I've just signed my own death warrant by linking my Blizzard account and whatnot. Because, maybe I'll be another, you know, Japple. I won't be able to join anybody. No one will be able to join me. What are you going to do? Alright. Come on, artillery. Like, get the job done. They got 24-pound guns. So that's what I have to. Yeah, most likely, right? So, I mean, who knows? But, alright, come on, Frenchman. I don't have all day. Oh, I haven't even hit a single one of them yet. Oh, actually, that's not true. I have. I've taken out some of their things. Come on, Frenchies. French, 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 French. French-Canadian. You guys initiated this. You need to be the one to attack me. Once I finish taking out your guns. Oh boy. That regiment of artillery is practically demolished. Jeez. Guess I was hitting them the whole time I was aiming at these guys. I still don't know what the French infantry is doing besides standing still. Armed citizens. What are these? These are musketeer pikemen. Oh gosh, they're French pikemen. Good heavens. Well, let's get them interested in me. There's still 3 of 3. Haven't knocked a single one of these batteries out of commission yet. Let's kill off the general's bodyguard. I mean, I already killed the general, but still, let's finish them off. Oh, I see movement. I see movement. Are they finally attacking? It's happening. You know what, artillery? Just live your best life. Do whatever you want to do. The 11th Regiment of Foot is coming face to face with a bunch of my my Rangers. It's causing morale problems. They're hitting my regulars. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Ooh, Native American irregulars. Where do they come from? Well, we know. They just spring out of holes in the ground like dwarves. Gosh. Charge, melee cavalry. I believe in you. That's it. Get in there with horse and hoof and saber. You have to actually swing the sword to make it work. You can't just hold it above your head. It's not a prop. There you go. You did it. You man, advance a bit. Get those men into range. Give them a volley. Oh gosh, armed citizenry is rushing. You men, double back. Support your buddies. You guys reform in the town square. Ah! All this chaos. Jeez, they're taking a beating. And so are they. Oh, finally drove off their guns. Another group of armed citizenry, this time breaking. Have you guys still not joined the fight yet? You've just been letting your other buddies slug it out with the pikemen, huh? That's real noble. You're about to get shot in the back. Here they come. When they come into the square, open fire. Oh, a beautiful volley. It really is gorgeous. You hate to see it. Alright. Gotta reload. Gotta reload. Keep it up. Boy, I'm so glad they added realistic reloading times for these guys. Don't worry, in another 30 seconds we'll get to do something. Nice! Withering. Delightful. I love it. Keep it in. Keep pouring it in. You guys hurry up and catch their flanks. You reform the line, because it looks like the French are maybe completely done with us. Maybe? Wheel around, because there's guys right in front of you. Why don't you two push up and help? Keep advancing. Maybe, oh yeah, poor guy. Take down a couple of villages while you're at it. Colonial militia. French. Just rout already, France. You know you want to. Your general's been dead for 1,000 years. That's it. Keep that firepower up in the town square. It's beautiful. Just beautiful. Did you guys just shoot straight into the ground? Yep, you did. This is what I'm working with. Alright, just bayonet charge. Get up there. Have some discipline, for crying tears. Stay in formation, my gosh. Whatever happened to my cavalry? Ah, I left them alone. I mean, this is pretty much it for France. They're like out of people. Got this one piece of artillery that they keep moving around. Urban warfare at its finest, right? You know what? Forget this. We're just gonna have the horses take care of this and be done with it. Now, finish running them down. Yes, I saw the most urban warfare with the natives in the village outside of Montreal. Okay, good. A close victory? What are you talking about? That was a thing of beauty. It was a work of art. Yeah, I lost less than 300 guys. He has like less than 300
Enemy
remaining.
approaching!
Oh, this again. Well, this time the numbers look way better for my side. Oh, geez, now it's snowing? This battlefield, and it's at the same exact battlefield as last time. This place is a nightmare. Alright, they seem to really like to press against my left, so we're going to keep the regulars there. And then we're going to swing some natives out behind them. Some auxiliaries that hopefully they're not paying attention to. Ah, shoot. Did I not get the reinforcements, my rangers that I wanted? Keep my cavalry. And here's George Washington. Once again, I need my sniping artillery to take the chief's head off. Nice and quick. Ah, I did it again. It's kind of a crappy angle. But the odds are definitely better this time. Got a couple shots in. Ah, there they all are. They keep, like, phasing in and out of reality, though. Oh! Devastating. Ah! Yes! Hurt them! Make them panic! Shoot at whoever you want. You got guys that are like a foot away from you. That's weird. Why can't I step on it? Oh, like little copse of trees. That's what's stopping me? Holy moly. Keep up that fire, nice and hot. Don't let them get anything over on you. Swing the line around just a tad. That copse of trees is really getting in the way of my guys. You would think the Native Americans would know how to fight around a couple of stumps. Go. Go. Their chief is unprotected. Ride him down. Ah, he's going back through my men. Fine. Ride down his retreating warriors. Let these guys just shoot him. You guys get moving. Yep, there he goes. Much better outcome than last time. Much, much better outcome than last time. Yay, George Washington has a heroic victory in Detroit.
Sound the call to battle.
Let's get some quick reinforcements. Yeah, region's captured. That's lovely. Burn down the native village. Burn down the native village. That's why we call George Washington Town Destroyer. But they did actually call him that.
There is unused land suitable for farming in this region. Building farms here will help the population to grow over time.
Oh, right, I forgot. I have to burn that down and restart it as a colonial building. Washington's looking fine. This army needs another turn to finish healing. Good enough.
Prepare for battle. Form line for battle. Target under siege, sir.
Whoops. Queued up one too many. Oh, wait, actually. Since when was there an army there? I guess there always was. Okay, hold on. This turn was terrible.
Siege works. Under
We gotta fix that.
The siege is broken.
Can't march in Quebec with that at my back.
Men,
Oh gosh, here they come the French.
spotted. All hands
Just fall back to Quebec. That's what I wanted anyway. So thanks for making that possible. Hi, Uncle John from Eva. Hi, Eva. So glad you're watching. Hello from Clifton Park. Let's see if we can make this garrison surrender.
They're trapped.
There are currently
Ha-ha!
no troops stationed at this fort. As things stand, it could easily be occupied by an enemy army.
Now, back to
There are
Montreal.
currently no troops stationed at this
Oh, that's right, I forgot in this version. I keep thinking of, what is it? What game was it I've been playing recently where if you surrender, like, they still lose their entire army anyway. Like, I still understand the point of why you wouldn't just have them all fight to the death, because you're not getting anything particularly beneficial out of it. Sorry, you gots to pay the taxes. That's right, France, fall back. You know, Britain, if you wanted to do
The ruling
anything,
classes have written a letter of demands to your
remotely-
national leader as they are unhappy with the current government.
if you wanted to help out in any way, shape, or form, that would be thrilling.
March.
Alright. Here come the French back. Charge! Here they come. My army is pretty much ready to try and take on... Woof. Whoa! What is with the artillery? Blah, 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 blah. Don't like it.
Prepare for war. One line for battle. March.
If he wants to face me, he'll have to come out. Alright, workers are on strike. Strike all you want. This is happening. You belong to us now. Ooh.
The swine rot in the sty.
Turns until surrender. So we're going to continue
Settlement
siege.
under siege.
Either he breaks the siege or he loses. Yeah, I'm so glad you have that massive army down there. Not helping me, Britain. The colonials will remember this. Gosh, that's so much artillery he's packing. I'm nervous about what he's going to do to my lines. Oh, here we go. We have the cliffs outside Quebec. That's actually kind of nervous because from that elevated position he has a beautiful shot down at my troopers, but it's fine. And again, they gave me a deployment zone the size of a small bean. What am I supposed to do with this? There we go. And the rest we're just going to set up as best we can.
Infantry reporting.
Trying to avoid obstacles and such. Whoops, that colonial militia was supposed to stay behind in Montreal. Well, he came along for the ride. What are you going to do? Actually, I like the thought of them over here. Get my rangers. They will also go over here. Ugh, no. Rangers will go on this side. Militia can be on that side. And cavalry can be with my general because I don't know what else to have them do. These deployment zones, they're minuscule. They're really chopping me up. Okay, you guys get into position. Nope, not the position I want you to be in. why don't you guys go there? Militia, why don't you form up with them? We're not going to let any Frenchmen come down that road. And they have to. If they want to get to me, they got to walk down this narrow little road here. That's fine. Let them. I got overlapping fields of fire. If they want to cluster up here, I'll give them a good shellacking. Oh, look at those overlapping fields of fire. It's beautiful. Oh, we got our first customers. They're coming down the mountain. Here come the first groups of Marines. Let's get... do as much damage to these guys as we can before they ever reach my lines. Ugh, it feels like a wasted opportunity to have these guys up here not doing anything. They're supposed to be light skirmishers. Find a good spot and skirmish. Here he comes, 113 out of 113. He's lost a couple. Oh, there's the general! It's raining, it's pouring, Johnny is snoring. Absolutely not. I am belching lead on these Frenchmen. Oh god, natives! Because I forgot, they're like invisible in this game. Ah! La la. Oh, the only way to get up there is to go around? Never mind. Have you guys fall back. Oh, nice. Solid shot. Just blasting Frenchmen to pieces. Alright, here come the natives. They're about to get into this little killing field here, and I'm okay with it. Don't know, whatever direction you go, it's gonna hurt. Oh, gosh, took down a couple more of them. Yeah, just target it with whoever you want. Live your life. Yeah, actually, I should probably put you behind the guns. It never hurts to have someone in case they get attacked. Oh, what? You mean the natives don't like having overlapping fields of fire shooting at them? Yo, you do make a good point, Jay Lyman. Why is every fight I do... is that how you guys get into formation? Why are you running in front of the guns? Get behind the guns, not in front of them. You couldn't walk around that twig? Ugh. This is a killing field. What I wouldn't give for canister. This fight would be over in 2 seconds. Why do they keep throwing shots way up the hill? Like, I gave you discretion to shoot at who you want. And now you've lost that privilege because the choices you make are terrible. Yeah, there you go. Shoot at the guys who are a foot away from you. We got French pikemen. Where the heck are they going? Off for a walk. Yeah, broken morale. Wavering morale. You got the right angle. Focus fire on that hill. Oh, yeah, that's right. Just bounce the shots right through them. I love that you guys all stand around while you watch him do all the work. Don't let anybody else lift a finger, please, by all means. He's got this. Light the fuse. Oh! Oh! Phenomenal. Here come, but still more come. Oh, Demon G-Sides joined us. Union job. Of course they're standing around. Can't step on his toes now. The other guys are not swab compliant. Come on, come on. Bring that. Where is he? First light horse. Oh, withering volley! And the light horse got second opinions. Oh boy, they changed their mind on that one real fast. Nope, they don't like it over there any more than they do behind it. Come on. Again, what I wouldn't give for musket balls. They're like they're right in your face. Get them! Get them! It's a tidal wave of Frenchmen, but we can withstand it. Now, guys in the second and third rank, if you wouldn't mind passing your muskets forward and then working on reloading, we wouldn't have to stand here. Ah, this is amateur hour. I know reenactors who are better at close quarter combat than this. Yikes. Come on. Nope. It's time to go in. If they're going to close to melee distance with my gunners, then we got to put a stop to that. You'd think they'd break fire out of self-preservation, right? Like, you know, but what do I know? I'm just the guy who doesn't want to get, you know, shot by a French or a native ally. Alright, stop hand-to-hand combat and reman your guns. Hurry up and get back in formation. Ugh, shot by a Frenchman, no worse fate. Ah! Oh, they tried to sneak a Colonial Dragoon in on me. Tried to sneak a guy in there, huh? Ugh, this poor unit of Colonials has been beat up. Why do you guys... You can't walk around the stick, right? You gotta go in front of it. Good heavens. Whoa. Apparently, we were wreaking a fearful slaughter on the artillerymen up on the hill. That, is actually pretty amazing to me. Alright, you guys have yourselves situated again. You've got your guns. Why aren't you firing? You're in that, like, weird limbo where you don't seem to think you can shoot, but I assure you, you can, and baby Jesus wants you to. Dear, sweet, 3 pound, 2 ounce, tiny baby Jesus. Explain to my gunners that it's okay to shoot their guns at the enemy.
Right away! Wait for my right away!
Idle. Yeah, I can see that you're idle. I don't want you to be idle. I want you to be doing literally anything other than being idle. The general! Unload on him. Start filling in those shots. Gosh, these French, they're killing me. I mean, literally, they're killing me. A lot of British have died here. But that's okay. We're making gains. You know, your army's morale is like hanging on by a thread. You know what? My British colonials have hardly done any fighting here. Oh my gosh, yet another cavalry charge? Well, here they come. And get ready to take a volley to the face. Oh my gosh, you hate to see it. From 22 down to 8. Good use of your resources. Now, this group of artillery is apparently just useless to me. Are you guys planning on ever going forward? Oh, no, you're probably not, because you're a completely different group of militia. You guys advance. Let's get the King's beautiful Rangers up here. George II has died, so by this point, George III is in charge. We're going to be so happy with the job he does leading us through this war, we're going to put a big statue of him up in New York City. Alright, don't be afraid to unleash a volley on these guys. They deserve it. Don't also be afraid to hit them with your volleys. Like, that's also something you are allowed to do. Ah, when in doubt... give him the bayonet. Going up the hill. We're going up the hill. Drive off these guns. Claim the heights. And claim Quebec. Oh. The enemy general's still around. Keep going. Keep climbing. The heights aren't going to climb themselves. King's Rangers, get up there. Actually, that's a really good idea for my horses, too. Get up there. Well, you obviously can't go straight up the cliffs. You're going to have to go around. Guys are kind of log-jammed, huh? Huh. So you're not the smartest King's Rangers I've ever seen, are you? Oh my gosh, your pathing is terrible. Go that way. My gosh. Do better. Oh, there goes Mon General. Leaving behind defenseless guns. Wow, that's a beautiful position. Gosh, from up there, he could just sling lead on my... Oh, never mind. My Dragoons got him. Colonials, now is the hour. Artillery, you're going to do more harm than good at this point, so back off. Oh, all right. We did it.
Rioting has broken out in this region as the lower orders...
Successful capture of Quebec ends the campaign. Cool, go me. Yeah! We did it. So I love the fact that we end up with the Georges in the first place. Like, it's such a bizarre thing. So, quick history. William and Mary rule until their deaths in 1694. So Mary's 32 years old. She contracts smallpox, and 1702. So 1694, 1702, you have William and Mary, then they're dead. Uh-oh.
Britain won its war against the French, but it was we, the American people, who bore the cost.
Well...
Our treatment at the hands of the British fueled fires of discontent that spread quickly through the colonies. In Boston, a group of men dressed as Indians boarded British ships and threw a cargo of tea into the harbor.
You know, Bostonians, there's
Across
a
America,
right way to
talk of
protest, and that doesn't look like it.
commonplace, and despite several attempts to negotiate, our demands fell on deaf ears. It was this constant refusal to accept a new order in the colonies that would be the spark which lit the fuse of revolution.
We are the spark that'll start the flame that'll burn the First Order
Watching with
down.
pride as my fellow Americans tear down the tyranny of the British. We fight for freedom, a driving force stronger than the word of any general. We will need this strength in the battles to come. The British will not easily relinquish their control over our home. The fight will be hard, but the rewards are boundless.
Boundless rewards, huh? That's, you might think you're overselling it just a little bit. Oh boy. Alright, so basically the crown passes to Mary's younger sister, Anne. Queen Anne would be the final queen of England and Scotland, by the way. In 1707, the two parliaments passed the Act of Union, so that combined the countries of England and Scotland into a new one, Great Britain. So she's the first great monarch of Great Britain, and she rules until her death in 1714. She was beset by poor health. This poor thing was pregnant 17 times, but none of the children survived. The longest lived was a daughter called Mary, but she died after 20 months. A couple of the other ones lived only a few hours. The others were extremely premature or stillborn. All the rest were miscarriages. So just absolutely tragic personal life. And as tragic as that is, and I don't want to take that away from her, it creates another political crisis for Great Britain. Who will inherit the throne? Yeah, shoot them! United States Minutemen. After all the unpleasantness
The war
of...
for independence
oh God.
has begun, and the fate of the city of Boston lies in the balance.
Yeah. Bunker Hill. Makes sense. I got it. I got you. So this is one of those battles that you're not supposed to win. You just have to hold out and hurt the enemy as much as possible. Fair enough. So you've got James II, who sucked, and religious conflict because of him and his brothers. So what do you do? In 1701, Parliament passes a law that prohibits Catholics from inheriting the English and later British throne. So anyone who became Roman Catholic or even married a Roman Catholic, disinherited. So what does that mean? Pretty much the entirety of the House of Stuart on down the list. And they keep going down until they eventually come to someone who is eligible because they're a German Protestant. So once again, it is better to have a Protestant foreigner than it is to have an English Catholic in their eyes. It's Anne's second cousin, the Duke of Brunswick-Luneburg, otherwise known as Hanover, and an elector of the Holy Roman Empire, George I. George doesn't speak English. He's now the King of Britain in 1714. He cannot speak English. It's only not till very late in his reign that we find any documents from him that show even a passable knowledge of the English language.
Your artillery are key to the outcome of the battle, and will likely come under severe...
Artillery are the key. His years are pretty crucial in cementing the fact that this is a constitutional monarchy, because for the most part, he kind of just does his own thing. Like, he lets the British, the British people do their own thing. And as a result, Parliament is wielding a great deal of power. He also is a big supporter of the Enlightenment. So you've got...
Expect the British to mount a full frontal assault for the hill.
Full frontal assault.
Watch out for a flank attack from cavalry and light infantry.
Oh my.
Use the terrain and buildings to your advantage, and Boston will surely be ours.
Boston will surely be ours. Jay Lyman, go America! Yes, as we finally got to the American part of the American campaign. So George I helps establish the precedent of freedom of the press because he is allowing his opponents to criticize him and publish negative tracts against him, but he believed very strongly in the importance of freedom of the press, so he doesn't curtail that, and that's also huge. Cavalry. Can I get down there to those howitzers, because they are tearing me apart. Go! Charge! Provincial cavalry! Get in there! I need you to break up those howitzers. They're tearing my position to pieces. Like, oh my god, there's not a single surviving gun from that thing. Ugh. Americans, you're just terrible at everything you do. Whoa! Okay, that was quite the, He's kind of a bore, George I, and he dies in 1727, which gets us to George II. Son of George I, he is born outside of Britain. He's the last British monarch to be born outside of Britain, by the way. George speaks German as his primary language. He frequently spent his summers in his native Hanover, because he's still a German duke and a prince-elector of the Holy Roman Empire, in addition to being the sovereign of Great Britain. Like, if this was a game of Hearts of Iron, Europa Universalis, this is like a dream job. Oh gosh, British light infantry, they're coming. He continues his father's legacy of being a constitutional monarch. He oversees Britain's involvement in multiple wars against France, greatly expands the empire's power and prestige. He's very popular in that regard. But he dies in 1760 in the midst of the French and Indian War, which gets us to George III. So George III is the grandson of George II. He's 22 years old in 1760 when he assumes the throne. So when he is leading during the French and Indian War, he's young, he's energetic, he's popular. Oh, canister shot! Just blowing him to pieces. You guys got nothing. Because the Americans here on Bunkers Hill got it right here. Come on. Come on. Don't let them get off another volley. Canister shot to their faces. Unlike his predecessors, George III was born in Britain. He speaks English as his primary language, and he never once goes abroad to visit his duchy in Hanover. So by the time we get to the sort of late unpleasantness in Boston, he's in his mid-30s, he's robust, he's genuinely well-liked at home. When colonials are toasting, God save the king, they actually mean it. It wasn't just a ceremony. It wasn't just something you said. A lot of colonials saw George III as being a check on the power of Parliament and civil government. And so when the trouble in Boston starts, quite a few colonials are like, okay, this is great. The king is going to help. He's going to really... he's going to make sure that the corrupt ministers get replaced with proper guys who are leal and loyal and who serve our interests. They're going to end up being super disappointed. But... oh, gosh. Ah! Oh, gosh. Flank attacks. Oh, my horsemen. They're all just running. What are you guys up to? Artillerymen? You don't have any guns to man. Back to the front. But it's one of those sort of misconceptions that, like, has entered popular culture. It's like, oh, well, we didn't want monarchs. We didn't want a king. Well, no, we actually didn't have a real problem with the king. It's only later that it becomes a problem. And understandably so. It's because he starts doing things that violate the rights of Englishmen. I also hate these, like, forced set-piece battles. Like, let me just get to the campaign where I can do my own thing, please. Alright. Keep up this explosive shells. Yeah, why the heck not? Light infantry. Give me my Minutemen to finish them off. Go, go, go. There's more British line infantry. What are my guys doing? I've got that building, which is just beautiful. Yeah, look at those guys in the windows. Defending freedom. And there's just a lot of other guys waiting their turn, not really doing much. Oh yeah, please come up this road again. I love watching canister shot blow you guys to pieces. Come on, howitzers. Oh, 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 oh. We drove them off, but they're reforming. Two of their 4 guns are down. Wow! This howitzer duel is going way better for me than the last one. This unit is like below half strength. Mine's at like 3/4, so that's fine with me. Am I actually gonna hold Bunker Hill? Is that a thing that's gonna happen? I feel like I'm jinxing it if I say it out loud. Hurry! You guys, I don't care how tired and sore you are. Get back on the hill! Reinforcements are coming. Oh, go artillery shells. Go, go, go! Rockets, red glare, something in the air. Alright, here we go. What do we got? Oh, they've got the range on me. I don't like that. They got better range than my Minutemen. They're gonna have to close that gap. Everyone else has fallen back. These guys have got range down the hill. Ah! Oh, Sue, no, 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 stop, 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 stop. That's a terrible idea. Relimber the guns. We need to redeploy them if we're gonna make this work. Otherwise I'm gonna end up blowing my own guys to pieces. Come on, rotate, 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 rotate. Ah, this is great. Those guys in that house haven't suffered a single casualty yet, and they've got just beautiful, beautiful lines of sight. Put shots into the enemy. There we go. Unlimber the guns, get the caissons out of the way, turn them around, and put fresh canister into anyone who crests that hill. Wait a minute. I held Bunker Hill? I wish you could see my face right now. I've never done that before. What is happening? Freedom. This is the sound of freedom. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Here I was telling you about George III, and meanwhile I'm winning.
Rages on. The members of the Continental Congress gather to sign our Declaration of Independence, the founding document of our great nation. A nation where the principles of freedom and equality are upheld by just and honorable men. This war
Like
will not be easy.
95% of the guys who sign that thing are
Lives
slaveholders.
lost and families torn apart. But this is the price of independence. As I march, I think of my men and the sacrifice some are about to make. We are outnumbered and undersupplied, and yet we march. We march for our beliefs, for our families, for our freedom.
We're
Following
outgunned,
your glorious victory at
outmanned.
Bunker Hill, the British have evacuated Boston.
You're darn right.
The city is now under your control.
Woohoo!
Your army in Boston now contains troops that are battle-hardened and buoyed by their success.
Yay, Boyd.
However, the rest of the British army outnumbers us on both land and at sea, and is well supplied and disciplined. If the people of America are to be free, its fledgling army must find a way to overcome these odds.
Oh, I'll
Perhaps
overcome the
Britain's
odds.
oldest adversary, France, can be persuaded to balance the odds.
Oh. I go to France for more funds, and we come back with more guns. Alright, victory can only be achieved once, Yep, so I have to hold the colonies held. Okay. Alright.
Officer on deck!
Not much of a starting fleet for the Americans. Let's put that into harbor.
Still ship shape.
And, what do we have here? Oh, we actually have something of an army at the start. Their army is smaller.
Sir.
My army's here. What are... Oh, sure. I mean, New York was only, like, the single largest city in the colonies. And the most important, like, trade port. But, yeah, sure. Let's just have Albany be the thing that...
Yes, sir.
Ay. Alright.
How may I serve?
So let's get Paul Revere. We got to get the research
A
going.
place of learning and culture.
Gotta get the social contract going, buddy. That's what matters. Alright, so this is what? This is a trading port. So New England must have a shipyard. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to match the British fleet. Who do we get? Nathan Green! Love it. So Green is going to go up here and deal with William Howe. Oh, 1776. Howe arrives with something like 50,000 men in New York, where Washington goes 1 for 5 against the British. It's an absolute mess. It's so bad.
Sound the call to battle.
Minutemen, provincial cavalry, and a couple howitzers.
Siege them. Target under siege, sir. Slaughter them.
Oh, 18 pound versus 12 pound. Yeah, here we go. A two-prong attack. Green is going to get us Maine. Washington is going to get us New York. And from there, we're just going to watch it grow, baby. It's going to be so good. We'll teach these British a thing or two. So yeah, Howe arrives in New York. All the rebel supporters freak out and run. The loyalists start coming out of the woodwork. They're thrilled that imperial control is being restored. Washington trying his best to get the Continental Army to be an army. He's not really succeeding at that. If there's one thing that the American Revolution teaches us, it's that citizen militias are terrible at what they do, and there really is no substitute for professionalism and experience. And it's going to take some time before the American army gets into any sort of like fighting shape. Oh, ew. This is a terrible position. Oh yeah, great. So his guns can get me, but I can't get him? Makes sense. I love it. So as I said, trying to defend New York City, Washington goes 1 for 5. But what matters is the army escapes intact. It almost doesn't. The Battle of Long Island, Washington is almost trapped when his rear guard decides that they're going to evacuate early, which just is ridiculous. It's such a problem. But fortunately, they right the ship, and the army escapes. And that's the lesson that Washington learns from his time at Fort Necessity, when he was just a bright-eyed lieutenant colonel under the command of the Virginian Commonwealth there, the militia company leader, is that as long as your army is in the field, you have a chance. Land is nice, that's great. Strategic positions and cities are important, but if you lose them, you can get them back as long as you have your army. If you lose the army, you're done. And that was the mistake he had made before, and it's the mistake he's careful to never make again, because he will actually lose a bunch of battles. Like 1777, he goes like 0 for 3. But he never lets the army become destroyed. It never becomes surrounded. It never gets chopped up. And that's what matters. Is yes, he suffers casualties, but he keeps people fighting. He keeps them going. Alright, time to get my guns going. Let's get a little artillery duel going with his guys. Oh boy. Where are these guys going? Ah, I should just focus on the bodyguard. Who needs to take out his guns when I can just blast his guys? So I did notice that the year said 1775. We don't actually have the Declaration of Independence until 1776. Now, January of 76, Thomas Paine will write Common Sense. He's hardly the first guy to write about the American condition and this, that, and the other, but part of its appeal was that it was targeted at a common audience. So a lot of the political pamphlets of the day were written in very high rhetoric, but they were written as if they were from ordinary people. So I was like, oh, letters from a Pennsylvania farmer, right? Samuel Seabury called himself farmer. He's not a farmer. He's like a deacon. He's a ridiculously educated man. But that was the thing, was you sort of wrote it anonymously. Paine is just straight up like, this is coarse, vulgar, ordinary language. It's meant for the common person, right? This was the angry guy in sunglasses driving a car while recording a YouTube video of its day, right? This was meant for anybody. And as a result, it gets some lasting appeal. Now, to be fair, Paine was despised. Like, I think 2 people go to his funeral when he dies. Like, he's hated late in his life. But for right now, this is what ordinary people are responding to. They read this and they're like, yep, I get it. That makes sense to me. And then later, in 76, we will get the Declaration. So June, after Howe evacuates Boston, Richard Lee of Virginia proposes a resolution that the colonies are, and of a right ought to be, free and independent states. It's an absolute firecracker, and it sets off a whole flurry of activity. Congress adjourns for a few days so that its members can go home and basically explain to their various colonial legislatures what's going on and what this means. And while it's doing this, Congress creates a trio of committees. So the first would draft a statement to the people explaining the cause of independence, right? Like, okay, we've embarked on this course, now we gotta tell everyone why. The second would come up with the language for a series of treaties to be presented to foreign governments, okay? If the United States is truly a sovereign and independent state, you know, who wants to be our ally? Who wants to trade with us? And then third and finally, the third committee would start to work on, okay, what form of government are we going to have? Like, yay, we're a new independent country. What does that mean? So, who are we? What is our form of government? So that they start drafting up what becomes the Articles of Confederation. So the committee working on the Declaration to the People, headed by John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, who does most of the work, and Ben Franklin. There's 2 other guys, but they don't do an awful lot, and we don't really tend to remember them. And the thing about the Declaration is it's not exactly that exciting of a document once you get past the preamble. Because most of it is just a laundry list of complaints against the king. Right? Something like 3/4 of the document. Like, the king has done this, and the king has done that. But additionally to that, I shouldn't discount the preamble. Please don't mistake that I am, because it's more than just, oh, like, we're not happy and we wish to start fresh. Like, this was a declaration that could theoretically apply to the rights of all mankind. It uses language like self-evident, inalienable rights, things, and so this reverberates far beyond the North American continent. And as a result, you're going to have lots of people coming to join the American cause, hoping to bring back sort of practical experience and whatnot so that they can lead revolutions in their own country. Casimir Pulaski, Tadeusz Kosciuszko, the Marquis de Lafayette, Baron von Steuben. I always say, if you enjoy the United States, thank a foreigner, because they helped us win. Oh my gosh, Nathaniel Greene, 87 casualties to William Howe's 327. Just absolute slobberfest.
Immediately.
Sir.
Prepare the
March on Maine. Give up Maine. Oh, and just like that, Maine has been added to the fledgling American states. It's beautiful. And it has yet another place that can do research. Good. Let's get our research tech going as best as we can. So Congress reconvenes. It's July 1st. They debate the resolution presented by Lee. Yep, fishing in Maine. Go figure. Let's get that American lobster going. We get 12 votes in favor, none against, with one abstention. Does anyone in chat know who abstains?
How can I help? Investigate.
Go infiltrate Philadelphia. I need eyes on everything. It is New York. New York abstains from the Declaration of Independence. Basically, they had yet to hear back from the Colonial Assembly, so they couldn't vote. They were basically, their hands were tied. But once they did hear back, it turns out that the New York Assembly had authorized the vote. So, we like to say it was unanimous, and it mostly was. There was the one little issue of the fact that New York abstained. But 12-0-1. 2 days later, Congress votes to adopt the Declaration of Independence as the official statement, and this is one of those things that threw John Adams for an absolute loop, because he was convinced that July 2nd would be the date that Americans would remember for the rest of their lives, because that was the day they voted for independence, right? That was the resolution. That was what mattered. But we remember July 4th, which wasn't even the date that we signed the Declaration. That happens back in August, much later. July 4th is when we adopted the Declaration of Independence as the official statement. And so it was one of those weird things that always sort of befuddled Adams, that like, why on earth are we celebrating that day and not the 2nd? All right, this is, oh gosh, no, my fisheries! British raiders from Canada are despoiling American fishing. This shall not stand. And they're burning our universities! Why do they hate freedom? Yeah, it definitely says 1775. Ah! Yeah, 1775, a lot of the colonies still sort of saw this as a Boston problem. Like, this was not tyranny experienced, it was sort of like tyranny anticipated. So, when Boston was having trouble and things like that, there were lots of colonies who were kind of like, well, yeah, but didn't you, like, bring this on yourself? Like, this is kind of your fault. And it's not till we start to get things like the Intolerable Acts, where, the Port of Boston is closed and the colonial charter is ripped up, town meetings are banned and martial law is declared, that all of a sudden, kids, cover your ears, all of a sudden the other colonies go, oh shit, like, if that can happen to Boston, like, that could happen anywhere. And, you know, they're aghast and shocked. They're shocked and petrified, the good man. They can't believe that this would happen.
Women's skirts.
Ooh, Washington. Let's, there's reinforcing armies in range now. Ugh, I'm not in love with this. No, I think I gotta break the siege of Albany. Come back fresh. Why did you go all the way up there?
Forward. March. Forward. March. We are mighty and unbowed.
We are mighty and unbowed.
Troops. Forward.
He's gonna be... Alright, what do we got here? We got an army. Henry Clinton! General Clinton is coming down out of Quebec. Oh, boy. And here we go. The United States. Do I finish him off? Yes, I do.
Grind them into the dirt. We are triumphant.
Impossible, sir.
Prepare for battle.
Alright, he's repairing. He's repairing. We're building some fresh stuff at the governor's mansion. Ooh, wait. Diplomatic relations. Can't do this without my foreign friends. Spain? Want an alliance with a trade agreement? Oh. Want a trade agreement? Oh, glorious day. France? Want an alliance? I love the modern way that they do this negotiations in like Total War 3 Kingdoms, where you have the indicator that tells you exactly how they feel about the proposal, so that you don't have to play these guessing games, and you can just dial it in and be like, oh, in exchange for this alliance, you want, you know, 2 of my swords, 1 of my horses, and I'll give you, you know, a bunch of food for like 10 turns. And they're like, yes, done. And you don't have to play this like, do you want to? They're like, well, maybe. I don't know, maybe. Like, aggravating. Alright, but at least I got trade routes now with France and Spain. That'll help my income. We got an opera house. That'll make the people happy. Or do I want infrastructure? Let's get some cobbled roads going instead. Actually, I can do both. Ha! So 1777, the British begin a series of campaigns that are not entirely coordinated, but are designed to sort of be the knockout blow. Like 76 is, you know, the fall of New York, and so they're ready to step off. From Canada comes John
There is a
Burgoyne.
port in this region that has not yet been developed.
Comes John Burgoyne, who is on his way south, traveling down basically the lakes into New York, Champlain, Lake George, natural invasion corridors. A small army at Fort Oswego comes east towards what today is Rome, New York, in order to seize control of 2 major waterways, the Mohawk and the Hudson, by taking the fort at Rome, Fort Stanwix. And the third prong was to come up the Hudson from New York in order to completely cut off New England. Now, New England was always considered to be the more troublesome part. And once we isolate that, no big deal. Here's the problem. It steps off completely wrong. Howe doesn't go north. He goes south in pursuit of Washington and the capital at Philadelphia. So Burgoyne and Barry St. Ledger and their respective campaigns are coming south and east, and there's, you know, there's not anyone there to stop them. Oh, gosh, what is this? Wait a minute. What is this? Wait a minute. Hessian line infantry, and you guys. Okay. Let's chop up some, there we go, yeah. Let's chop up some British forces here.
Face them down.
Where the heck did you guys come from? Do I have defenses? I don't have any walls. Ugh. But I want Maine. I want Maine very badly. I want, excuse me, Acadia. I want Acadia very badly. But I guess we're just going to have to Gotta protect Maine.
Victory is ours.
There we
Onward.
go.
Men, forward.
Ah, man, they took over my iron mine. Who is this? This is General Howe's army. You guys are the worst.
Sir. Ready and awaiting order.
Yeah. There he goes. Fresh troops. Blah, blah, blah.
We are triumphant.
There we go. What's left of that guy is gone. Washington's already doing better than he did historically.
Rioting has broken out in this region as the lower orders have become too unhappy.
The lower
You
orders.
must either appease the rioters by lowering taxes, or send in the troops to put them.
Don't talk at me. Just hush.
Sir. Ready for order.
Okay.
Citizens,
You regroup there.
march!
1, 2, 3. Recruitment. I could probably use some more Minutemen. Sakers and demi-cannons. Woof. No, thank you. So at Saratoga, John Burgoyne comes up against an American army that's been cobbled together from New Yorkers and New Englishmen, bolstered by militias from both states. He tries to push through and he gets stopped, which covers Benedict Arnold, an American hero in glory. Arnold is like the big hero of that first battle. For his spirited defense of the American left flank. And so Burgoyne digs in, and for basically a month, the two armies stare at each other. Burgoyne and the American army with Gates. And yes, Horatio Gates. I suddenly panicked. I don't know why. Horatio Gates and Benedict Arnold. Oh, researched a new tech. What a life I'm leading. And so he's basically waiting because he's like, all right, any second now, Barry St. Ledger will cut off from the west, except St. Ledger gets defeated at Fort Stanwix and is forced to retreat. Howe never came up from New York City, so he's kind of like, oh, God, right, Howe's going to be the hammer, and I'm the anvil. I got this American army pinned at Saratoga. Nope, Howe's not coming. And what is arriving is hundreds and hundreds of American militia, to the point that the militia soon vastly outnumber his army. And he still has the American actual army to contend with, never mind these militia units. And so he tries to break through one more time, loses, and realizes that, oh my gosh, the retreat back to Canada, I'm going to be harassed and hunted by these guys the entire time. They're going to kill so many of my men. So in order to spare his army that, Burgoyne surrenders. His entire men, 6,000 men, the entire British army in Canada wiped off the board. It's an absolutely devastating blow to the British plans, and it exposes Canada to invasion again. The Americans have already invaded Canada once, and now they're facing the prospect of having to fend them off a second time. So it's a huge, huge pivotal strategic win. But more important than what it does on the battlefield is what it does internationally, because that is the battle that really gets France involved. France hates the British more than probably anyone else besides maybe the Dutch. So they want to get in on this action. They want to pay them back for what they suffered during the 7 Years' War. And, you know, we are the enemy of my enemy. We're gonna make this work. And Saratoga proves that. Look, Americans can fight and we can win. Washington hadn't really been selling that. He'd been sort of just falling back constantly. But the fact that he hadn't been taken off the board and that we win at Saratoga, boom. But it almost doesn't matter because Howe once again bashes Washington twice
And ears.
at Brandywine and again at Germantown, outmaneuvers them, and captures Philadelphia. So, 1777, we lose the capital, and the Continental Congress has to flee for its life. But what matters is Howe fails to follow up with these wins. And Washington's army is still intact. I mean, army, I'm kind of doing some air quotes here, but Washington's army is still intact. And in 1777, he goes into winter quarters. That's Valley Forge. When he steps off the next spring, that army is battle-hardened and properly trained. It is a new day for the American military after Valley Forge. The very first battle he fights after Valley Forge, he fights to a draw. Based on his record, that's actually really good. Right? The fact that he fights to a standstill and draws, based on how he's done so far, that ain't no thing. That's just fine. Washington could use a couple more of these guys. It's got to make that army bigger. Poor Greene apparently is having an endless fight pacifying Maine. Jay Lyman, your stupid Maine will not come to heel. What is this? Mounted native auxiliaries? Cannons? My gosh. So for the British perspective, by 1777, things aren't looking great. The intervention of the French has widened the war globally, what the British didn't want to do because they're broke. It was part of the taxation kerfluffle that they were having with the Continentals in the first place, is that they're broke after the French and Indian War. So now the fleets have to be redeployed, the fresh levies have to be called up, the Caribbean now needs to be defended, and they've already spent a bunch of money and time in the northern colonies, and they don't have a lot to show for it. And not long after, it gets even better, because not just France, but Spain joins the war. And from Spain will come one of the more forgotten about campaigns. A Spanish army will march out of New Orleans, joined by soldiers from Cuba, and invade Florida, besieging Pensacola in a truly fascinating international campaign. It's one of the coolest efforts of the entire war. Oh gosh, are the reinforcements spawning behind us? Yes, they are. Great. Yep, there they are, coming in behind me. Great. Let's No, I don't want you deployed to that side of the wall. I want you deployed to this side. Oh my gosh, for the crying tears. Ah! Ah! Okay, I guess we're doing this. We're doing it this way. Oh my god, you're just shooting your own guys. Are you insane? Sometimes the AI in this game drives me insane. Okay. The AI can just absolutely drive me crazy.
Prepare a new defense.
So the British need a win, and they switch to what we call the Southern Strategy. So they are focusing on the South, which they thought would be easier to appease. It was always New England that was too unruly. And they are also focusing, I mean, internationally, they're fighting. In the North, most of the major action taking place is out on the frontier. There's sort of a stalemate where you've got Clinton in New York City and Washington in the Hudson Valley, and they're just kind of looking at each other. Each side is harassing and raiding a little bit, but neither is willing to like take that big definitive step to attack the other.
Forward. March.
Yeah, let's do that properly this time. And what ends up happening is what really cements Washington's nickname of Town Destroyer. He dispatches an army under General John Sullivan with the instructions that the Indian country is not to be overrun, but to be destroyed. And so John Sullivan is set out, and his purpose is the total destruction and devastation of any native settlement in central New York. Basically around, at that time was still the frontier, around the Finger Lakes. The capture of as many prisoners of every age and sex. Basically, we need to ruin their crops now before winter to make sure that they are not replanted. It's basically going to prompt a native refugee crisis because Washington is going to make sure that the natives are done, right? You sided against us, so we are going to take you out wholesale. And it works. There's one battle between natives and local militia and sort of supporters at Newtown, but they lose. So it's pretty much just it's an absolute mess. In total, 40 villages are destroyed as part of the expedition. The power of the Iroquois Confederacy is broken forever, and it's estimated that some 5,000 native refugees fled to Canada as a result of this, where their existence put strain on already tapped native communities who just didn't have the resources to deal with this. Hi, Sheldon. You're playing peekaboo above my monitor there, buddy. What you doing? We estimate that definitely hundreds starved to death or froze that winter. Alright, come on. British, come at me. I got nice stone walls here to protect me. You guys are the ones who started this fight, so you gotta attack me. That's how this works. Back in the south, Cornwallis does okay. He captures Charlestown and then pushes inland, but he's not able to win real decisive knockout blows against the southern colonials. They're very sneaky. They stay out of reach. They harass supplies, and it's a frustrating thing. So Cornwallis starts withdrawing north. He campaigns up through South Carolina, up through North Carolina, and he's headed for Yorktown. His intention is to withdraw at sea and start fresh, basically what Howe did in Boston. Except there's a problem. When he gets to Yorktown, his escape route is cut off by the French Navy, as well as a combined French and American army that had marched all the way from White Plains, New York, in order to link up with the Virginian forces that had been harassing Cornwallis, and they surround him at Yorktown, slowly tightening the noose, pressing ever closer, until finally he gives up his command. 9,000 men in 1781. If taking Burgoyne off the board was taking one of the rooks, this is the second one. This is such a bad position for the British. And what's worse, reinforcements from New York City arrive a week later. A large British fleet, large enough to drive off the French squadrons that had blockaded the Chesapeake, and reinforcements under Clinton, who realized that Washington and Rochambeau had stolen a march on him, show up, and it's too late. By that point, Cornwallis has already surrendered. King George is furious. He wants more money. He wants to raise an even bigger army. He's going to get more German mercenaries, because remember, there's a reason why he's recruiting these men. He is a Prince Elector of the Holy Roman Empire. He's a Duke of Hanover. This is not really foreigners as far as he's concerned. These other duchies are fine. Get troops from them. Parliament says no. And this is where an important seed that was planted all the way back in 1698 bears fruit. Britain is a constitutional monarchy, and now George has to reap what's been sown. Parliament controls the purse, and they say, nope, no more. We are done. This is exhausting. We are hemorrhaging money. No more. So the war will actually carry on for 2 more years. But it's mostly happening in Europe at that point. With the exception of New York City, so Clinton sails back to New York, where he stays for the rest of the war, and a couple of the other coastal cities, the American colonies are operating independently. As the fighting continues, none other than the Dutch pile on. So this is now the French, the Spanish, and the Dutch join. And a new British government opens negotiations. So in Paris, 1783, representatives of the US, Britain, France, Spain, and the Netherlands meet in Paris. They sign a treaty. The British give generous terms when it comes to territorial concessions in the new country, and thus is the United States born. We already had a system of government in place. It had been devised by that committee. So we have the Articles of Confederation, and boy, it's awful. It is just bad idea piled on top of bad idea. We will try it for 6 years before we say, oh my gosh, F it, and we start over. But for now, here we are. And I am amazed. Oh my gosh, I am worse than stupid. I'm the one who started this attack. I have to be the aggressor. Chat, why did no one yell at me? Here, I've been sitting here waiting for them to make a move on me this whole time. They never will. I gotta be the one to make the move. I'm the worst at this. Why does anyone watch me play anything? Dragoons, mount back up. Cavalry, get moving. Be prepared to flank. General, you stay behind the hill. Of course, because it was funny. Yep, I just sitting here. I mean, I literally let the game run for 20 minutes of in-game time. I'm like, any second now, they're going to come over that hill and attack me. Nope, nope, they won't, because I'm the aggressor. That's not how this works. Oh my gosh, I'm the worst at this. Just absolute amateur hour. Alright, Dragoons, get there. Take position at that wall. Oh gosh, my Dragoons are getting pelted with cannonballs. I don't like it. There we go. Alright, there we go. Nice. Get down behind that stone wall. Actually, that's not a bad position. Alright, mounted tribesmen. Let's make them regret that they ever took up arms against us. Actually, I haven't really suffered that many casualties from their artillery up until this point. This is great. To be fair, I was interested in the story. Thank you, I appreciate that. That's very kind. Oh, I can't. This whole time I'm just sitting here. I'm like, any second now, they'll attack. All I gotta do is wait. Nope. Yes! Enemy general killed. That's what I like to see. And now, oh gosh, here comes the attack. Here comes the attack. They're charging. Fortunately, I got men at the stone wall ready to receive them. Drive them off. Alright, now let's switch to the guns. Now let's switch to the guns. Force them to come to me. Force them to come to me. Cavalry. I don't know why they're so sing-songy about it. Cavalry. Cavalry. Oh, it smells like wet animal in here. I wonder if there's something outside my window. I don't like it. Alright, come on. Ah, the line of sight here isn't great. Yeah, I'm having to fling shot a little bit high. Oh, but I've already taken out one of their caissons. That's great. Oh my gosh, is this guy gonna like get his own men killed? What? How did that not hurt anybody? That like practically blew him in half. Cavalry. There. I mean, whatever they're gonna do, shoot at them. If they're gonna run over there. Did he say hoorah? Like he's... Oh, gosh. Like he's some sort of, like, marine? Or is it the army that says that? I can't remember. Can't keep my group straight at the moment. Alright, I mean, if they're going to just redeploy into terrible formations, I'll let them. I'm not going to stop them if they're making a mistake. Gotta move the guns again, get them a little closer, get them a little closer. Ugh! I need them to come to grips with me. They're being very elusive. I don't like it. They're playing keep away. Oh gosh, Hessians. Oh, now it's happening. Ugh, Hessians out in the open field. Now, I mean, they could be from, you know, they could be from Hesse, but it's also very likely that they're not, that they're from one of the other duchies. Ah! Fun fact, the troops that we call Hessians were not all necessarily from the duchies of Hesse. Kind of like how in the Crusades, they just kind of sort of called all the Europeans the Franks, even though they weren't necessarily from, you know. Oh, this is great. They're stacking up and giving me such beautiful lines of sight. My guys at the wall are having a field day. Ooh, they're continuing to press around my flanks, though. Don't like that. So it was roughly about 30,000 guys that the British hired. Now, principally they came from Hesse Castle, although there were a number of other states that lent troops to this. And I'm trying to find some of the exact other names. I know I have a friend who did his entire dissertation on these guys. He'd be mortified that I can't remember at the moment. Here we go. So, of the 30,000 hired, 16,000 came from Hesse Castle, and another 2,500 from Hesse Hanau. Others came from Brunswick, Ansbach, Bayreuth, Anhalt, Zerbst, and Waldeck. But since the majority of them were from, you know, Hesse, they tended to just call them Hessians, which, you know, that just stuck. Cavalry. Okay, they're broken. Gosh, you're getting pounded. Fall back. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I just need to get this group of Hessians to break. And I'm pretty much set. Come on, hurry up. Get fighting. Oh my gosh, they're marching back to get their horses? This is going to take the rest of my life. Oh, so slow. Enemy militia. Charge the militia. Charge the militia. Break them. That's it, chop them up. Get after the Hessians. Yes, now run them down. Is there anyone else on the field I can chop up? Go, get them. This is the point of cavalry. Run down the enemy and take prisoners. I don't want to have to fight this same army again in a week. That's it. That's it. The 8th Regiment of Foot, the 8th Hessians, get them! Oh, they got away. Finish them off! He got all of his. Come on, finish chopping up those Hessians. Ah. Green, you won a decisive victory, and not a minute too soon. Only 57 casualties, and to be fair, I sat around just kind of...
Make ready.
Sat around and like, well, I got any second now, we'll get the fight going. Alright, so let's see. Washington's army is getting reinforced because there's still a British army in Albany that's being problematic. And... Alright. Green's army is... should retreat from there.
Troops forward.
And there's Henry Clinton, what's left of him. He's basically little more than a glorified raider at this point. Washington, you need more men. Let's get you some line infantry. Oh gosh, here they come. I don't like how many British are stacking up here. What is with them at... They just have like endless troops coming out of Maine at the moment. Not Maine. I control Maine. That's Acadia. Ah! Clearly haven't had enough tea today. Yay! We finally got something researched. Actually, yeah. Common land enclosures. We're gonna need that. Americans need food. We got some recruitment for our boys.
Ready and awaiting orders.
Fresh
Any
troopers.
further orders?
Okay, good. More Hessians. My gosh. And more British in the... Poor Eastport. It's Clinton again! I swear I'm just gonna eat him. I'm gonna wear him like skin. Alright. We need a national observatory here in Boston.
We shall win. We are mighty and unbowed. At the ready.
They're so...
sir.
Why is Maine so miserable? It's almost like they don't want to be part of this revolution or something. Gifford Sutton. Alistair Rayner. Alright. I guess the campaign to Albany is going to have to wait because I can't seem to get New England under control. However, this has a decent garrison. I think I'm going to try... leaving it to its own devices. This could be a huge mistake. Hey, France and Spain, any of you feel like jumping in yet? 1778, shouldn't you be involved by now? Ooh, canister shot. Lovely. Improved grenades. I'd rather have ring bayonets. A gentleman.
The knight is my friend.
Aha! A place of learning and culture.
Aha! A place of learning and culture. I feel like I should, like... I feel like I should open my classes with that the next time I'm, aha, a place of learning and culture.
Prepare the troops for battle. The siege is lifted.
Yes! Oh, good. Alright, the flank has been secured now with Acadia. No more British reinforcements from there. This is an army meant for Washington, but that's okay. We got here Orville Ramsey. Casper Franklin. Yeah, what's left of Henry Clinton. He's seen better days. Demi cannons. They're terrible. Ugh. Alright, well, the enemy's getting a little desperate. Yeah, I would feel a little better if Boston had some proper defenses. Also, I don't love this British fleet that's here. It's keeping me blockaded. It's chopping into my money. Alright, I gotta get a big knockout blow in order to get them interested. Oh gosh. Here comes more troops. Here comes more troops. They just seem to have a never-ending supply of soldiers. Why were you insisting on burning my schools? Leave my schools alone.
There
Whoa!
is unused land
What
suitable
is
for
that?
farming in this region.
You, silence.
Building farms.
Wait, okay, yeah, get all these pop-ups out of the way. What? A pirate fleet came and sank the British Navy off the coast? And it is hurt. Holy cow, is it hurt. Some of these ships are not gonna... Whoa. Third rates, though. A galleon. Okay. I really want to sally forth, but I don't think I'm going to survive an encounter with these ships. They're way more advanced than mine. They keep burning my college. Definitely could use a fishery untouched by the hands of Britain. Alright, Washington, you've successfully invaded part of Canada. I'm proud of you, because historically it didn't work out so great.
Forward! For
Glorious
crown and
victory.
country.
Just kill him
Get
already.
ready. Troops, forward. Destroy them. Victory is ours.
Boom. Clinton's gone.
Forward! For crown and country. Men, forward, forward.
Get going. Get going. You... You're fine. You stay there. Okay. 1779. Things are turning around here a bit. Britain... Oh, boy. That large British army makes me nervous, though. And these fresh reinforcements coming up. Oh, gosh. It's another British Navy to take on the pirates. Oh, it's chasing them down. Oh, my gosh. Oh, and he wiped them out. And yet another British squadron. Jeez.
Sail for the horizon.
Oh, that jerk. Try and flee. Try and flee. He drove me out of port and right into the waiting arms of the British. That's so unfair. That's so cruel. I know there was an enemy raid and a blockaded port, but I built a farm. Oh, my agent was executed. He regrets that he only has one life to live for his country.
Ready and awaiting orders. Waiting for your orders.
Alright, Washington's army's doing okay. It's getting reinforced. Green's army is now getting reinforced. Sort of. There's Cornwallis. There he is. Alright. This is sort of a backwards to how it was. Like, I didn't have to conquer the 12 the 12 other colonies outside of Boston. Like, they were they had thrown in their lot. So I could see if the game started me with them, and then, you know, they're largely indefensible, the British could take them back. But to just have me have to fight my way out of New England feels weird. What a strange setup. Oh, I have a new rake. Good. God damn, they keep burning my schools. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's a little laggy there. It's very laggy. National Observatory. Oh, wow. It's suddenly just got really sluggish. Wonder why. Oh, well, it is 10:41. It's probably just as well of a place to stop for the night. My poor stuff. All my ports are on fire. My fleet's on fire. My fisheries are... I don't think I have a single fishery that's not on fire. Do you want to help out, France? Yes, a single payment I will pay. Good. Welcome to the Alliance. Do you want in on this? It is regrettable that your government doesn't want to get involved. No, 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 no. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to call them into the war. Alright, well, as it stands, things are looking a little better. I've managed to secure Acadia. And once that becomes less problematic, we're going to... Resistance to foreign occupation will go down. Washington can march back, and together with Greene, we can link up, seize Albany, and then from there, press on. It really would be nice to get Pennsylvania on our side. What are the Iroquois up to? They're indifferent. Any chance you could be less indifferent? Cayuga, huh? Wouldn't mind adding that. Gosh, it's so much to have to take. And it's 1780. By now, the British should be driven out of the Northeast and getting ready for their campaign down south. Cornwallis should be retreating on his way towards Yorktown. Right there it is, right there. And the French Navy will chop him up, keep him penned into the Chesapeake, and Washington and Rochambeau will work together. But I don't see that happening anytime soon, because everything I own is on fire. Gosh. Oh, Washington. Now, what happens if I step off?
And waiting further forward.
Whoa, resistance to foreign occupation explodes. Okay. Whew, we'll just, we'll stay there for a little bit. I won't lie, I'm very glad that those pirates came by and drove off the British and made them leave my port alone. That was fantastic. The British Navy has definitely seen better days. Oh my gosh. The British are rebuilding their army. It's getting bigger. Oh, they're just burning down everything I own. Like, how am I supposed to defend them if I can't even protect my poor, poor farmers? More pirate fleets taking on the British. Thank you, pirate fleets. Springfield's been burned. Cape Cod was burned. Oh, but Boston finally has proper defenses. Can rest easy. Give me those hand grenades.
Onwards! We are triumphant.
Yeah, get out of here.
Troops forward.
Okay, I got my infrastructure set. Oh, Washington. Oh, I'm not allowed to negotiate with Britain at all, am I? Oh, but France is at war with Britain. That's wonderful. A French war against Britain is everything I need. That's where that army's headed. How much longer here? How much longer? Not much longer.
Make ready.
Almost there. Almost there.
Yes.
And now I can build an ordnance factory which will get me better artillery, and that is a thing of beauty. Good. Good, good, good. Okay, so France has joined. Thank gosh, because I was really thinking I'm going to be stuck here in New England for the rest of this war. Oh, Britain, I don't like that you're doing that with your army. Where are you going? Don't like that you're marching all the way over there. Yeah, stop burning everything I own! It's almost like the way the British did it historically. The only thing we're missing is counterfeiters. The British flooded the American colonies with counterfeit money in order to destabilize American money. Charles Cornwallis it's actually a decent-sized force, and he's coming up here. I don't like it. I'm nervous about what he can accomplish.
Your humble servant. Victory is ours.
Okay. I'm smashing these boys up, though. That's what's been nice. Robert Chambers, Heliotrope Vere, and Elliot Bork. Bork.
Forward. March.
Oh, okay. Let's, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's make this army a little bigger. Some proper line infantry. Pay to repair the damage they've done. Oh, wait. I need that back.
Sail for home. Make ready.
And
Aye, aye, sir.
you, get back in there. Because I have no idea where the rest of the British fleet is, and I'm not eager to find out. Get my trade port repaired. Like, just, why is all of North America on fire? Oh, I know why. There we go. Oh my gosh, look at the 1, 2, 3, 4. Not cool, Britain. Not cool. You are being very, very naughty. Now stop burning my stuff. Oh, I'm never going to get that tech accomplished. They're just going to keep taking that college town. Oh. Yep, New Haven. Great. Benjamin Franklin, tactician. Samuel Adams, the president of the Continental Congress. Thomas Jefferson is my vice president, apparently. John Hancock, Treasury Secretary. John Adams, my Attorney General. That would make sense. Ben Franklin, Secretary of State. Well, he was interested in going abroad. And James Madison is the Naval Secretary. Do I have anybody else down here? Alan Bevins, Declan Vane, Sylvester Lake, Hilario Towers, and Joshua Rodham. Interesting. Interesting. Oh. Cornwallis countermarched and he went back towards Quebec. I'm not sure what he's up to. I knew the French had an army up there. Did they lose? Now, can Washington
Any
leave
further
without these
orders?
guys freaking out? Yes, he can. Thank gosh.
Yes, sir.
Washington, get back over here. You are needed badly.
By the left. March.
By the left.
Making count.
All right. Who's even here? There's a lot of mounted tribesmen, some demi-cannons, and 1 unit of Hessians.
Make ready for battle.
Okay. This is one I'm going to want to fight myself, but not right now. Oh, okay. That's enough. That's enough. Just out of curiosity.
We are triumphant.
Haha! I'm still going to want to probably fight that one myself, but...
March.
Alright. Oh, so we made it through the French and Indian War. We have made it up to the American Revolution. We're finally into it, and it's going about as well for me as it did for the Americans originally. But that's okay, because we've got more in store. I guess I'm doing this again next week as I finish it up, and then I think it'll be time to switch to something else. I'm feeling the Quest for Glory itch again. Also, tomorrow, being July 1st, is going to be a surprise stream. So if you tune in around noon, I will have something Civil War related for you. We're doing another blast from the past, and feel free to join me then. But for now, I hope you have a good night. Thank you for bearing with the alternate start time, and I hope you have a lovely evening.